call it Steve.
Steve?
It's a pretty name.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at the movies that put the dream in DreamWorks.
In my heart, you are my brother. But things cannot be as they were.
Number 30, Monsters vs. Aliens. Monsters vs. Aliens is in the spirit of a classic B-movie. No, not that B-movie. We're talking about Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, The Blob, The Fly, and various other flicks that would have fit right at home on TNT's Monster Vision.
Might we ask your name, madam?
Susan.
No, we mean like your monster name. Like, what do people scream when they see you coming? You know, like, look out! Here comes!
Susan.
Really?
Susan! Ooh, I just scared myself.
Where the laughs in most B-movies derive from the cheap production values and hokey acting, Monsters vs. Aliens comes with state-of-the-art animation and an all-star cast.
Bob!
What?
Help me!
Sorry, I was just staring at this bird over there.
There's still plenty of laughs to be had through an assortment of clever sight gags and in-jokes, which can admittedly overshadow the straightforward story. With a title like Monsters vs. Aliens, we think most people know where the priorities are going to lie. In the humor, action, and chemistry between these colorful characters.
Oh boy.
Number 29, Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas. Sinbad sometimes gets a bad rap because of its poor box office performance, which ultimately convinced DreamWorks to go all in on CG animation moving forward.
Are you crazy? I saved your life.
Oh, I would have been fine. I always am.
We wouldn't say the film is an unsung masterpiece, as the characters and story are somewhat generic. That doesn't mean there isn't a sea of wonders to admire, namely in the animation and world building.
You betrayed Syracuse.
Oh, not you two.
Stealing the Book of Peace when you knew how much it meant to us.
Proteus, here's the way this works. First, I actually commit a crime, and then you get to blame me for it.
It's a shame we didn't get to see much more of this universe, which overflows with stunning locales, creative monsters, and in some cases, creative monsters that serve as stunning locales. The film also has one of DreamWorks' most underappreciated villains in Eris, an ever-evolving visual marvel exquisitely paired with Michelle Pfeiffer's deliciously malevolent voiceover performance. She steals the whole show.
Well. This has got to be a little embarrassing for you, Eris.
Don't push your luck, Sinbad. You're cute, but not that cute.
Number 28, The Boss Baby. There have been some odd DreamWorks animated movies, and then there's The Boss Baby, which is on a whole other level.
Well, trust me, ma'am. You've got the right baby for this job.
Hands up, double baby!
Fart poop duty!
I've got to deal with the KID.
It follows a young boy who helps his new baby brother, a secret agent of Baby Corp, to figure out why the love of adults has been more focused on puppies instead of babies lately.
Babies aren't getting as much love as we used to.
Why? Have we been bad?
No, Stacy, but I'll tell you who is. Behold our mortal enemy, puppies.
See? Odd. But it's undeniably hilarious and never shies away from its strange concept. Alec Baldwin's work as the baby Ted is so fantastic, it unsurprisingly led to a franchise. He's not the only talented actor to turn in great work, as the cast also boasts Steve Buscemi, Lisa Kudrow, and Jimmy Kimmel. Number 27, Dogman. Much like how the titular character is a fusion of dog and man, this adaptation of Dave Pilkey's book series strikes a balance between an animated feature and a Saturday morning cartoon.
Seamus, are you sure about that?
Oh, James Johannes, Sarah. How hard can it be? Okay, that's left. Here we go.
The aesthetic purposely mimics the sketchy simplicity of a child's comic book, but the imagery is brought to life with a seasoned team of animators. The plot is more or less an excuse to tell silly jokes and indulge in our inner immaturity.
Come on! Arise, my beastly building! Arise!
While Dogman leans toward the grade school crowd, there's a surprisingly adult message about parenthood. Some parents will always disappoint you, others are deeply flawed but can surprise you, and the best are as reliable as a dog, or in this film's case, a dog man.
Nah, you guys go ahead. I'm gonna go back to the lab and start over, I guess.
Number 26, Puss in Boots. After seeing the cute but deadly furball debut in Shrek 2, we were delighted this feline swordsman got the chance to star in his own film.
All right, cat, give me them beans. Is it true a cat always lands on its feet?
No! That is just a rumor spread by dogs!
The spin-off follows Puss before meeting Shrek and Donkey on an adventure to steal a golden egg-laying goose. The character is just as charming as he was before and voiced flawlessly again by Antonio Banderas.
We can go our separate ways. Together.
Puss, you have to go now.
You do not have to push me away anymore. You can trust me.
Given Puss's talent with a sword and tendency for swashbuckling, it also has pretty stellar action sequences. Throw in some unique takes on popular fairy tale characters to show that the well hadn't run dry, and you've got an awesome standalone story for one of Shrek's best supporting characters. Number 25, Abominable. We guess great minds think alike as we wound up getting 3 Yeti-related animated movies in roughly a year.
Look at him. He's a Yeti.
Cool. What? No, Yetis don't exist.
Coming out on the heels of Sony's Smallfoot and Leica's Missing Link, DreamWorks' Abominable ran the risk of being too familiar.
Wait, we are not going over that.
Come on, Everest. I'll race you.
While the setup of a child befriending a cuddly monster is one we've heard before, Abominable brings several distinct touches with its hair-raising animation, strong sense of culture, and atmospheric music, which elevates the story in more ways than one. This is a film where the audience practically feels the music, just as they feel at one with the great outdoors on a road trip that'll leave you with a newfound appreciation for the flowers, berries, and other natural pleasures we take for granted.
I can't believe the journey's over.
Number 24, Rise of the Guardians. Before he was one of the key creative figures on Into the Spider-Verse, Peter Ramsey made his feature directorial debut with this adaptation of William Joyce's book series.
Who are you, Jack Frost? What is your center?
My center?
If Man and Moon chose you to be a guardian, you must have something very special inside.
The same year the Avengers assembled, DreamWorks gave us another crossover event, bringing together Santa, the Tooth Fairy, Sandman, Easter Bunny, and Jack Frost in a battle against the Boogeyman.
All this fuss over one little boy, and still he refuses to stop believing. Very well. There are other ways to snuff out a light.
While the setup and characters are simple enough, Rise of the Guardians delves into nuanced themes about the importance of childhood. We see so many movies about young people coming of age, which we're all for. Yet there's also value to preserving one's innocence, as you only get to be a kid for so long. That doesn't mean your youthful imagination can't follow into adulthood. Number 23, Captain Underpants, the first epic movie. Those who read the Captain Underpants books when they first hit shelves were old enough to have kids of their own by the time the first epic movie came along.
You are now the greatest superhero of all time, the amazing Captain Underpants!
Thus, there's plenty of kids and adults to enjoy in this animated adventure, which we think everyone can agree would not have worked in live action.
The world as you know it is about to go extinct, and a new world order is about to rise.
DreamWorks' foray into the Dave Pilkeyverse captures the spirit of the books, championing youthful rebellion while taking a stand against authority. It does so with fast-paced animation, fun voiceover performances, and potty humor that's smarter than it sounds. While the film was released in 2017, it just as easily could have come out in 1997. It goes to show that the source material has endured like a pair of tighty-whities.
Let that be a lesson to evildoers everywhere. Never underestimate the power of underwear.
Number 22, Orion and the Dark. It might have been sent straight to Netflix, but that doesn't mean you should sleep on Orion and the Dark.
Okay, that's it. I've had it with you. Every single night was the constant screaming and the carrying on and whatnot.
Being afraid of the dark is a universal phenomenon that sounds cliche at this point. When you have Charlie Kaufman as a writer, though, the execution is one of a kind.
You know, you really have come a long way.
I don't know about that.
The film merges Kaufman's signature wit and anxiety-riddled characters with DreamWorks' spirited animation and adult edge. Not too adult, as the film is best described as Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind for beginners. Like that film, this adaptation of Emma Yarlett's book plays with reality and abstract concepts in inventive ways. What starts with a basic idea snowballs into something far more complex, much like a dream you want to see the outcome of.
So, you gonna go on that field trip tomorrow?
Yup.
You nervous?
Terrified. But I'm going anyway.
Good for you, kid. You're gonna be all right.
Number 21, The Road to El Dorado. When making a movie about a famous lost city of gold, you have to really capture the sense of adventure. Thankfully for its third animated outing, DreamWorks nailed it. El Dorado follows two Spanish con artists who find their way to the city, only for its citizens to mistake them for gods.
What names may we call you?
I am Miguel.
And I am Tulio.
And they call us Miguel and Tulio.
The chemistry between Miguel and Tulio, voiced by Kenneth Branagh and Kevin Kline respectively, is incredible. While the story plays out pretty much how you'd expect, there's no denying how fun of a ride it is. Plus, it's elevated by a great soundtrack, with Hans Zimmer contributing to the score and Elton John and Tim Rice writing some of the songs.
It's tough to be a god, but if you get the people's nod, count your blessings, yeah, keep them sweet, that's our advice.
Number 20, Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron. Plenty of films have been made about the American West, but not many are from the perspective of a horse.
And so I grew from colt to stallion, as wild and reckless as thunder over the land. Racing with the eagle, soaring with the wind. Flying? There were times I believed I could.
Spirit follows the titular rambunctious stallion as he's stolen from his herd during the American Indian Wars. Unlike most animated films, the plot is played rather seriously with no cute sidekicks and an overall lack of humor. It's rather commendable, instead putting all the focus on Spirit's refusal to be tamed by ruthless humans. The film is gorgeously animated, and its themes of freedom and staying true to yourself are something any audience member can relate to and appreciate.
But that goodbye was harder than I ever imagined. I'll never forget that boy, and how we won back our freedom together.
Number 19, The Bad Guys. DreamWorks' 2022 crime comedy is another wonderful achievement. Based on the beloved book series by Aaron Blabey, it follows a group of criminal animals that try to redeem themselves in the public's eye after being caught.
You saved them?
Yes. Yes. It's working.
You filmed that?
Yes, and they're starting to like you.
Yeah! Its plot and theme of striving to be good may be simple, but the rest of the movie makes up for it. The voice cast is firing on all cylinders and includes the likes of Sam Rockwell, Awkwafina, Craig Robinson, and Mark Maron. Their talent could make even the lamest jokes soar, but we're grateful that the script is genuinely funny.
Nope! Sucker! That's it! I'll teach you to share! I like sharing. It's yummy.
Totally worth it.
Well, that's terrifying.
Additionally, the animation is sleek and stylish, fitting nicely with its heist-centric plot. Number 18, Flushed Away. With a title like that, one might expect that Flushed Away would be a low-brow feature only the youngest of kids could enjoy. But that thankfully isn't the case. When the spoiled mouse Roddy St. James is flushed down the toilet by a sewer rat, he goes on an adventure with the seasoned Rita to find his way home.
I was wondering if you do build a Jammy Dodger Mark II, you wouldn't happen to need a first mate, would you?
Only he also has a villainous toad to contend with. Every character is more entertaining than the last, voiced impressively by Hugh Jackman, Kate Winslet, Andy Serkis, and Sir Ian McKellen. It was the first CGI animated movie from DreamWorks partner studio Aardman Animations, which still kept the charm and appeal of its previous stop-motion features.
Then the place is all yours.
Sweet!
Right, let's get the bubbles going. I've got a big job to do down there.
Right away, sir!
So long, Sid.
Number 17, Trolls. Leave it to DreamWorks to create a movie based on a decades-old toy line and have it be a smash hit.
This is where we will rebuild our civilization. It has everything we need. Fresh air, clean water, and sweet acoustic.
The Jukebox musical chronicles the liberation of the trolls, who have been in hiding for 20 years from the nasty Bergens who once kept them imprisoned and ate them. Despite its dark premise, the film is exceptionally bright and colorful. Anna Kendrick and Justin Timberlake shine in the main roles, but there's a bevy of fantastic supporters like Zooey Deschanel and Gwen Stefani. Among the recreations of popular songs like Earth, Wind & Fire's September are insanely catchy original songs like the Oscar-nominated Can't Stop the Feeling. And now, it's stuck in our heads again.
I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance.
Number 16, Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted. The Madagascar series had a solid start, but it didn't quite reach its full potential until the third entry. Europe's Most Wanted follows our heroes as they leave Africa, joining a traveling circus in Europe and fleeing a merciless animal control officer. As it turns out, the circus was the perfect setting for them. The various circus acts make for some marvelous sequences. And the new voices, which include Jessica Chastain, Frances McDormand, and Bryan Cranston, are delightful additions to the already zany animal cast. A sequel surpassing the original is almost unheard of, but with its manic humor and delightful plot, this one pulled it off.
Trapeze Americano!
It is real.
It's surreal! Make him go! You're gonna leave him behind!
Number 15, The Croods. With every strict family comes a rebellious teen, even in prehistoric times. The Croods follows a family of cave people who must venture into the unknown after an earthquake destroys their home.
I want to see some real caveman action out there. We do this fast. We do this loud. We do this as a family. And never not be afraid!
But when his daughter seeks to explore a different life, thanks to the arrival of the intelligent and charming Guy, Patriarch Grug struggles with getting stuck in the past. The Croods is both funny and silly for kids to enjoy, but also focuses on the vital themes of acceptance and willingness to change. It naturally features a smaller cast than many other DreamWorks animation movies, but Nicolas Cage, Emma Stone, and Ryan Reynolds all crush it.
The Croods. If you weren't clued in by the suntans and pets, we're not exactly cavemen anymore.
Oh, let's do it again. I think I blinked.
Number 14, How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. Sequels are hit and miss, but the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy had the most consistent run in DreamWorks' library.
You think you can come into my home, sit in my father's chair, and threaten my dragon? This is Burke, and we have defended our way of life from far worse than you.
Where so many animated characters forever remain the same age, Hiccup is a protagonist we saw mature over nearly a decade. We also grew during this period, mirroring the hero's journey to an extent.
Don't say it.
I wasn't going to.
I shouldn't have dragged you out there. He wouldn't have flown me back. She wouldn't have followed.
Yep.
I feel like the same screw-up I was before I met Toothless.
Part of growing up is accepting change, which has become a common message in animated sequels as of late. Few stuck the landing better than The Hidden World, though, bringing Hiccup and Toothless's journey to a natural conclusion. It isn't an easy goodbye, but it feels just right for these characters. Of course, every flight into the sunset brings a new beginning.
Legend says that when the ground quakes or lava spews from the earth, it's the dragons, letting us know they're still here, waiting for us to figure out how to get along.
Number 13, Kung Fu Panda 2. Who could have guessed that something as silly as a panda martial artist would spawn a heartfelt franchise?
The Dragon Warrior!
A panda? That's impossible. My fist hungers for justice. That was my fist.
Following the 2008 original, this sequel followed Po, now working with the Furious Five, to stop a villainous peacock named Shen. The plot may be a bit of a retread, stop another evil animal from causing chaos, but everything else about it is stellar. The voice acting, particularly Jack Black as Po and Gary Oldman as Shen, is just as strong as it was in the original.
See, that's the thing, Shen. Scars heal.
No, they don't. Wounds heal.
Oh yeah, what do scars do? They fade, I guess?
The fight sequences are even more impressive thanks to improved animation and choreography. And it isn't afraid to get a bit darker, offering emotional weight. It made us ecstatic for a third outing, which released in 2016. Number 12, Megamind. In a time where only superheroes were shining on screen, DreamWorks decided to make a movie from the perspective of a villain.
How do I look, Minion? Do I look bad?
Disgustingly horrifying, sir.
You always know what to say.
Oh, the brain bot certainly missed you, sir.
Did you miss your daddy? Who's the menacing little cyborg? You are, yes you are.
The result is one of the best animated comedies the studio ever put out. Will Ferrell plays the lead perfectly, an evil alien who seemingly defeats his arch nemesis only to feel purposeless after. He then creates a superhero to fight, only for the hero to enjoy playing a villain much more. Although some of its elements still felt a bit overdone, the voice cast and jokes never miss.
Now hand over your wallets. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I have to admit,
being good has its perks.
There's plenty of superheroic action and flair to keep audiences of all ages entertained. Number 11. Ants. DreamWorks animation began with a bang, but also with a much more serious tone and a heavy dose of existentialism. Ants chronicles the life of Z, a nervous worker ant who becomes a soldier despite being small and pessimistic.
Don't you realize that I'm out of your league?
You're the one who was cruising the worker bar looking for a little action, and you just happened to find it. The swarthy, earthy, sensual worker.
It was a technical marvel at the time it was released and boasted an incredible cast with the likes of Gene Hackman, Christopher Walken, and Sylvester Stallone. Although it had some darker elements, it was also incredibly funny and managed to steal some thunder from Disney and Pixar's A Bug's Life, which released the same year. More importantly, it imparted lessons about preconceived notions and believing in yourself. Important for kids to learn and vital for adults to remember.
I got orders. And those orders say dig.
What if someone ordered you to jump off a bridge? Oh, brother, I'm asking the wrong guy here. Look, think for yourselves.
Give me that.
Number 10. How to Train Your Dragon 2. The Dragon trilogy went out on a high note with The Hidden World, but this is still our favorite of the sequels. With the citizens of Berk now living harmoniously with dragons, Hiccup then has to deal with his father's plans for the future, the return of his mother, and a bloodthirsty warlord with a dragon army behind him.
We must attack the Dragon Riders' nest at once. We will take down their alpha, and then we will take Berk.
The animation is jaw-dropping, particularly in flying scenes. The plot offers plenty of emotionally resonant moments, never flinching when it comes to the heavier elements, but there is still plenty of fun to be had.
Okay, I'll take you to Drago!
Works every time.
The relationship between Hiccup and Toothless is so strong, it makes us wish that we had a dragon companion, even more than we usually do. Number 9. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. While we enjoyed the first Puss in Boots, it was a dress rehearsal compared to this sequel, which takes every element to new heights. From the stylized animation to the laugh-a-minute comedy to themes that'll resonate more with adults than kids.
So, I ran. It was a mistake, Kitty.
It's okay.
No, it was cowardly.
It's okay.
Our hero might be a talking, swashbuckling cat, but The Last Wish is a surprisingly mature meditation on mortality, anxiety, and what makes life worth living.
What's going on with you, Puss?
I am down to my last life, and I am afraid.
The filmmakers mix the fantasy setting with the nuances of a classic Western as our aging hero chases a horizon, when what he's truly looking for is riding beside him. We don't know how many more lives the Shrek franchise has, but The Last Wish is living it to the fullest.
I hate to say it, but should we make a wish?
Kitty, one life spent with you is all that I could wish for.
Number 8. Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit. We love a good animated horror parody, and The Curse of the Were-Rabbit may just be the very best one.
The golden carrot belongs in the shoe!
No, the golden carrot belongs in the were-rabbit. Huh?
Based on the Wallace and Gromit shorts of Aardman Animation, the film follows the unusual inventor and his highly intelligent dog as they attempt to stop an oversized rabbit from destroying their town's crops. That sounds very simplistic, but it's actually surprising how heartwarming and hilarious the film is.
Jeez! It's me again, I'm back! Gromit, you clever mutt! Well done, old pal!
It has as much charm as the stop-motion shorts that inspired it, and then some, showcasing how magnificent the art form is. It's no wonder it earned DreamWorks the Best Animated Feature Oscar, its second following Shrek. Number 7. Shrek. By far one of DreamWorks Animation's most successful movies, Shrek took the world by storm when it released in 2001.
But I don't understand. I'm supposed to be beautiful.
But you are beautiful.
It focused on an ogre's rescue of a princess in order to get his swampland back from displaced fairy tale characters. It was unlike any other animated film at the time, with incredibly witty dialogue, wonderful spoofs on stories we all knew, and a soundtrack of modern music that somehow blended ridiculously well with the story.
And then I saw her face. I'm a believer.
While it was lovely seeing so many beloved characters in one movie, it was Shrek, Fiona, and Donkey, as well as the moral about looking past appearances, that truly made it worthwhile. Number 6, Kung Fu Panda. The original film that kickstarted the franchise followed a clumsy panda with larger-than-life dreams of becoming a renowned martial artist. Similar to other films in the DreamWorks animation catalog, it expertly navigates themes of believing in yourself and living up to your potential in a way kids can appreciate.
It's okay, I didn't get it the first time either.
What?
There is no secret ingredient.
It helps that it is lovable goof at its center and some dazzling fight sequences to keep everyone entertained. Beyond that, it features stunning art direction that was brought to life supremely well thanks to the animators. Of course, none of it would have worked quite so well if not for the pitch-perfect casting of Jack Black as Bo.
You'll never be the Dragon Warrior unless you lose 500 pounds and brush your teeth. What is that noise you're making? Laughter? I never heard of it. Work hard, Panda, and maybe someday you will have ears like mine.
Number 5, The Prince of Egypt. In all honesty, an animated retelling of Moses' life has no right to be this good. For those unfamiliar with the book of Exodus, the film follows the Hebrew Moses after he was adopted by Egypt's pharaoh following a mass infanticide. Raised as a prince, Moses grows to accept his true purpose from God, freeing all the Hebrew slaves.
But there is one thing he cannot take away from you: your faith. Believe, for we will see God's wonders.
As only the second theatrically released animated movie from the studio, it's remarkable how gorgeous the hand-drawn animation is, putting it on par with Disney. It brought one of the Bible's most famous tales to the big screen in a highly unique way, and earned an Oscar for Best Original Song in the process.
There can be miracles when you believe. The hope is frail, it's hard to kill.
Number 4, Chicken Run. The first partnership between DreamWorks and Aardman Animation is equal parts animated family comedy and thrilling prison escape film.
This is us, right? We get in like this, wind, and let her go.
After a rooster crash lands inside an egg farm, the anthropomorphic chickens inside see him as their ticket out. With the owners planning to turn them all into meat pies, the stakes are pretty high. Chicken Run brings the simple but brilliant slapstick humor from the Wallace and Gromit shorts, which is enhanced by brilliant voice acting and exciting action sequences.
We got no more eggs! Ginger, look out!
Not only was it a critical darling, but it also became the highest grossing stop-motion animation film, a record that it still holds. Number 3, The Wild Robot. Early in its genesis, Lilo and Stitch was going to be about an alien that crash lands on Earth and interacts with forest animals.
Hello. Did you perhaps order a Rosam Helper robot? Is that a no?
Things came full circle almost 20 years later when Chris Sanders adapted Peter Brown's illustrated novel. Instead of an alien, though, it's a robot who finds a purpose and soul among wildlife. Despite the lack of human characters, the wild robot bursts with humanity in every frame of animation and heartfelt line of dialogue.
I expected to have at least one friend by summer, but they all just...
Scream and run?
Yes!
I have experienced the same phenomenon. Think?
Beats me. Nothing weird about you two.
It's anything but artificial, serving as a reminder that while technology can be our friend if used responsibly, nothing can replace the personal touch of an artist. Humorous, uplifting, and calling a living painting to mind, it's the stuff that DreamWorks is made of.
This is my migration. And when it is time, I promise I will find my way home.
Number 2, Shrek 2. It was no surprise to hear that the fabulous Shrek was getting a sequel. What was surprising, however, was how incredible it turned out to be. The sequel obviously shared some similarities with the first, including pop culture references and fairy tale parodies, but everything Shrek did, the follow-up did just a bit better. It followed Shrek meeting his in-laws for the first time at Fiona's magical home of Far, Far Away.
It's so nice to have the family together for dinner.
Harold! Shrek! Fiona!
Mom! Harold!
Donkey!
The humor pleased both children and adults, with new characters like Puss in Boots and the arrogant Prince Charming stealing the show. It also managed to one-up the original soundtrack thanks to one of the best covers of all time, the fairy godmothers holding out for a hero. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Shark Tale. Martin Scorsese is a pufferfish. Now this is cinema. It's not really our top pick though.
Slayer made me his manager, so I'm now what I like to call untouchable. You hear me?
Number 1. How to Train Your Dragon. How to Train Your Dragon is not only the best DreamWorks animation movie, it's one of the best animated movies, period. Reluctant to become a dragon-slaying warrior like the rest of his peers, young Hiccup discovers that there's more to the feared creatures than anyone thought.
The thing we've been after since Vikings first sailed here, and you want to keep it a secret? To protect your pet dragon? Are you serious?
Yes.
It's a timeless tale of a misunderstood hero and his bond with an unbelievable creature. That bond is magnificently explored through charming voice work, endearing characters, beautiful animation, and an extraordinary score from John Powell.
While other places have ponies or parrots, we have dragons.
At times touching, at others amusing and heartwarming throughout. How to Train Your Dragon is a movie that makes our hearts soar just as high as its characters. You like our picks? How about jazz? Let us know in the comments.
You like jazz?